Hello everyone, it's Carrie at Inky Bee Journals and Ephemera. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. So, in my last video, if you happen to have seen that, I shared a flip through of the digital kit that I'm going to be using for this next journal, or it's going to be more like a notebook than a journal, but you could substitute it as a journal if you'd like. And it's not all of the kit, it's a number of kits that the designer have put together as like a bundle, and I've just selected 10 or actually 11 of the pages that come in the kit, and then I will be adding some plain faux coffee dyed paper in between the pages. And this digital kit is created by Hannah at Wildflower Publishing, and you will find her store on Etsy, and I will link that in the description box below for you. So today we are going to start making the, going through the process of making the journal. So today we will put these signatures together, and then we will look at moving on to things like making a cover and binding and anything else that we need to do. Like I think I might put some pockets inside the front covers and things like that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So I'll move these over here, and I have already pre-folded the faux coffee dyed pages that I'm going to use in this book. It is the same on both sides. This has been printed on, I think it's 120 GSM paper, which has got a smooth surface. It's not photo paper as such, but it is smooth, but not quite as smooth and glossy as actual photo paper. And I like this paper because it's got a little bit of thickness to it without being too thick or too thin. So I've got 10 folded pages here of just faux coffee dyed paper, which is a digital, and if I can find where I got this, I will link it below for you. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to get each of these floral pages and I'm going to fold them in half so that they look like this. So I will just turn them over, and the backs of these have been printed with the same faux coffee dye that these individual pieces have been printed with. So I'm just going to place it so that the back side is facing up, and I'm just going to fold one short side over to the other short side, and we're going to try and line up at the top, at the bottom, and down the side here as evenly as you can manage. And then I'm just going to crease that down gently with my fingers, and then I'm going to run over that crease with my bone folder. And if you are interested in this bone folder, I will put a link in the description box for you. It is an ergonomic bone folder. It comes in a set of 4. And this particular type of one is really handy for those of us with arthritis and hand and wrist problems, because it's not so hard on your hands. So we'll move that to the side now. That one is done. And then move on to the next, and we're just going to fold this in exactly the same way. So one short side over to the other short side, lining it up as evenly as I can at the top the bottom and down this side. And then I'm just going to gently crease with my fingers and then go over that with the bone folder. Now, of course, if you are more comfortable when you have this, with the back side up and folding it over, I'm going from the right across to my left. If you're more comfortable going the other way, that's perfectly fine. If you are more comfortable having your page this way and folding up, you can also do that. Whichever way is most comfortable for you. The aim is to fold it in half so that one short side meets the other short side. That's the aim. Doesn't matter which way you do it. It's a personal choice thing. And go over that with the bone folder. And I have 10 pages here that I am folding. So I hope everybody is well and that you are enjoying your day or your evening, if that is what you have at the moment. It is a Sunday for me right now, and it may be a Monday before you see this video, because some days I'm not able to upload on the same day that I record. But I hope you have better weather than what I do right now. My area's been having some storms, and we haven't had a great deal of rain, but we have had some really strong winds, and we actually had some lightning the other day as well. Thankfully, no serious damage or flooding. Just a few more left to do. When I printed these, they all came with the printed with the border around the outside. If this happens to you, you can, in a lot of cases, if your printer allows it, if your system allows it, you can adjust the settings so that you can print borderless. Now, unfortunately, even though I have tried to do this, for some reason it won't allow me to. So once I had printed all of these, I then went and cut all the borders off, which my papers started off at A4 size, so 8.5 by 11. But once I cut all the borders off, it obviously makes your overall page a little bit smaller, but that's okay. It's not going to affect how we put this book together. So I have 10 of these folded pages, and I have already done these plain pages just to save on a bit of recording time. Now the next thing we need to do is put these two together into a single signature. So I'm just going to select whatever I want as my first page, and I haven't got a rhyme or reason for any of these, picking anything in particular. So I don't think it really matters. I'm not too fussed which way I'm doing it. So I'm just going to go with whatever the whatever is in line here as it is. So to put a signature together, I just do the taco method. Now, if you haven't seen me do the taco method before, I will explain it again. The taco method is where I hold my hand, and it doesn't matter whether you use your left or your right hand, whichever is most comfortable for you, but I just hold my hand in a taco sort of, like I'm holding a taco in that sort of shape. Then I get the first page that I want on my signature, and I place the folded side down into my hand like that. Then you can see it wants to open, and I'm just going to open it out like this. Then we get whatever we want as a second page, and we do exactly the same thing. And I'm just going to use one of these plain ones, and I'm going to put the folded side down into the fold, inside fold of this previous piece. And then I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to continue doing the same thing for the third piece that I want to use. So I'm just going to alternate these and continue doing the same thing until I've got through all of them. Almost done. Last pages, and there we go. So once you have all your pages together, and I have now 20 pages together, I am just putting my finger at the, pressing into this crease line on the inside and putting my finger, my forefinger, to the outer edges on both sides, just to help align everything together, and pressing into the crease. And then I'm just going to close it up, and you might find you need to readjust some things. Sometimes not everything sits perfectly, and clearly today not everything does, but just get it to the best that you can. Now you can see there's going to be some fanning on this side, and if I flip it over you'll see fanning on this side. This is what naturally happens when you put folded pages together in this way. It's because each page that you have before pushes forward the pages that you've just placed down on top. And then when you fold them all together, they create this fanning effect. It's normal. Now you can leave it that way if you like, or you can cut them flush. Now, I'm not sure what I'll do at this stage. I will probably cut them flush. If you don't want to cut them flush, you can do some embellishing on the edges of the pages just to hide that appearance a little bit. I will probably cut these down. So I will just grab my other bag. Sorry, my other, I don't know why I said bag. My other mat is what I'm saying, my cutting mat. And I'm just going to clip these like this, and I'll grab my steel ruler and I'm just going to line this up, and then I'm just going to use my cutting blade, my finger blade, and you want a fairly sharp blade for this if you can, because if you have a dull blade, what's going to happen is it will just tear your pages too much. And I'm just going to slowly begin to remove all of this excess. Now, you don't have to press hard, just let the sharpness of your craft blade do the work. All you need to do is keep pressure down on the ruler to keep it in one place as you slowly go through all of these pages. It will take a number of passes for you to do this. How many will depend on two things. It will depend on how sharp your blade is and how thick your stack is, basically. And you will know if your blade is dull because it will start ripping and tearing your pages. So if that is happening, that is an indication that you need to change your blade. Now, you could potentially do this on another type of cutting paper trimmer. If you don't have a thick stack, you could possibly put it in a, or too thick of a stack, you could put it in a maybe like a guillotine trimmer or something like that, or a rotary trimmer of sorts. But I would not go put it in some of the trimmers that have just a sliding press down blade, simply because they're often not able to handle this kind of thickness, and all it will do is potentially rip and damage your pages. And if that's not what you want, which nobody wants to do that to their book, then I suggest you either do it the way I've just done it, or maybe find a rotary trimmer that might help. So that has basically just cut that whole edge smooth and even, and I'm happier with that now. Now, I will warn you, this table might wobble when I draw myself towards the table on the chair. It's unfortunate that I can't fix that situation, but I do apologise if you see a wobble in the table there. Okay, so we've got the signature ready, and really the next thing we do is start making a cover, and we will do that in the next video. This page is going to be cut in half, and this will be used, each side of this will be used for the front and the back cover. The cover will be made from crafter's chipboard or from cereal weight box, and it will have a, because at the moment this has a folded spine, but I will be making a flat spine to go in this, and I will try and use brad binding in this if it's not too thick. If it turns out it is too thick, then I will revert back to using a stitch. But we'll try the brad binding first. So that's where we're up to for this journal so far. I'm going to call this journal the Florals and Foliage Notebook. You could use it as a journal, but I'm not really going to be filling the pages full of bits and pieces to use, because it's really just going to be more of a notebook style thing. So, but you could always change it up and add some things to yours if you wanted to do that. So that's where we are up to. If you like this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that YouTube can send you a notification when I upload another video. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.